We all saw her last week, didn't we? As Miss Scarlet. It was brilliant. In this morning's Halloween Whodunit special. Look at you smouldering away.
Loving every moment of it.
Today, though, it's your new book. It's called Reflections, and it is out today. And I found this absolutely fascinating and really helpful, Holly.
Oh, really?
I think people are going to get such a lot from this. What would you like people who are... Because it's the kind of book, keep it by your bedside, dip in and out of it, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, it felt like the right time to write this book. I think I've become a real expert at being super busy, multitasking. I'd almost kind of high-five myself on the back for it. And I think it's having 3 children, working a lot and all of those things. I mean, you know what it's like when you're extremely busy. And that's great and fine and all doable. But then what I realised was suddenly when I'd stop for a second, I completely lost touch of who I was, the things that I liked, my interests.
Felt a wee bit adrift, you were saying.
Totally. And I think the book really was born out of me just kind of getting to know myself again and getting to know what my likes and dislikes, who I am as a person, trusting in myself a little bit more rather than kind of listening to the noise that's all around me. And I think we all can relate to that in some way.
Oh, definitely. And as women, we do. And as mothers and as working mothers, you put yourself at the bottom of the list. I've always said that. You really do. And then you're like, what am I doing? Where am I going? It was I'm a Celeb when you had a little bit of time to yourself.
Yeah, so
when you went to Australia.
That's right.
And thought, I'm on my own.
I know, it was like that moment in, Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone when he's like, I made my family disappear. And he starts running around and on the beds. And I felt like that. I suddenly walked into this country and this apartment and I was like, God, I've got space and I've got time just to be me, and that really was the land of the alternative. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try everything and see how this lands and see how I feel. And there was definitely sort of an opening up of sorts. It was almost like sort of Pandora's box was open. I thought, oh God, now what am I going to do with all this stuff? And when I came back home, I was like, actually, I'm just going to work through some of this and see what happens. So it was a little bit of a process, but a really enjoyable one, and one that is still very much ongoing, and one that I don't ever want to be over, actually, because I'm just really enjoying it.
Yeah, no, that sounds... because we never take the time to do that.
Yeah.
We very rarely have the time to actually sit down and work that through. And you found it very moving, didn't you? I mean, it was almost tearful, you know?
Oh, no, really. I mean, there's been a lot of tears. It's been very hard. It's been painful. I think sometimes sort of shining a light into those dark corners of your own life is hard, and sometimes you have to be very brave and you have to dig really deep to do it. But I think it's really important because I think if you don't do it, then it will rise to the surface and sometimes it comes out sideways.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I think you do need to kind of face those things with the right support and when it feels like the right time for you. And for me, this definitely was the right time.
Because people will think, you are Tracy Sunshine. You don't have any dark corners, but everybody does.
Everybody
you
does.
You do, of course you do.
And they vary, you know, they're in at different shades, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I say to you, I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah.
You know, because you always seem so up and so happy and all of that.
And this isn't a kind of, you know, people have varying degrees of things. And mine, I think that everybody needs to look inwardly occasionally. I think it's a good thing. I think you can't avoid it. And I think we do avoid it. And we avoid it by being busy. And I think the thing is, once you begin that relationship with yourself and you're not afraid of all of those things within you, and you normalise them and externalise them, then actually you can use them as kind of a way of pulling you forward. It's like a strength rather than being something that you're afraid of. I think it's something that really pulls you forward.
And we are a bit like that, aren't we?
A little bit.
It's like, oh, no, I'm fine, I'm coping, everything's absolutely fine. What was the most surprising thing for you that you think that you learned about yourself?
I think that I had the power all along.
Okay.
So I think that you spend your life growing up and you sort of, it's good to have people that you kind of idolise and it's good to have people that you turn to and it's good to get advice and read books. It's ironic because I've got a book out, or listen to podcasts, but you find yourself basing your whole rule book for life on other people's opinions and expectations. And I think for me, the moment that I went, hang on a minute, yes, it's good to have guidance, but really I need to just listen to me and what I feel. And funnily enough, that always ends up being the right step and the right move and the right thing to do.
Because you talked about having a toolkit.
Yeah.
You think everybody should have that, you know, have a...
Well, I think so. I mean, mine, you know, mine is, I'm very lucky. I have a fantastic relationship with my husband and my family, so I've always had an outlet to be able to speak to. But for me, there's finding moments of stillness. And yes, I've been, you know, meditating for a long time now, and it's something I do every day before I come to work. And
do you?
In the afternoon, yeah.
See, I'd love to do that, Holly.
We should.
Do you think is
Yes,
it
I
really
do.
life-changing? Does it make you a better person?
I was convinced that it wouldn't fit into my life because A, I wouldn't have the time to do it, and B, I wouldn't be able to clear my mind.
See, that's me. It starts going off into
But it doesn't, the type of meditation that I do, it doesn't matter. In fact, the less you try and panic and control anything, let the thoughts come in and let them go.
Right.
And it's a practice. It's just something you have to do.
How long does it take, though? How long?
20 minutes twice a
20
day.
minutes twice a day.
You can meditate for as long as you like. That's kind of my minimum.
But 20 minutes is probably what you would need to do. Because more and more people are doing it. And before, you know that 10, 20 years ago, people go, oh, come on.
Yeah.
But actually, more people are coming round.
Although it's a practice that's been going on for hundreds and hundreds. It's older than any of it, so it's not that new.
No, of course. Tell me about the moon.
Yeah.
Because the moon is a big deal in your life, isn't it? Look, we've got the moon.
I mean, obviously, I've got the website Wild Moon, and this was when I started to sort of look into myself. I realised that there was this very creative person that used to be there that I kind of forgot about. And I wanted to create something that was a space that I could share with other people. And the moon plays a big part in this because it's a real source of inspiration. And I think it was, some people go out into nature and they go for walks and stuff. And for me, it was like nighttime, the moon was there. Maybe that's when it's the most quiet in my house because the kids are asleep and Dan's not talking to me. So I just had that real space in my own head for myself. I see her as a real kind of feminine thing as well, this sort of feminine power up there. So yeah, that's, you know, she's there and she's an inspiration.
I like you say she.
Yeah,
I like that.
I mean, to me, she's a she.
I think
you can have your own opinion.
No, I know. I think the moon probably is a she.
Yeah, I think so.
Fascinating. Do you know what I really like about, and obviously you're going to toddler across and see Phil.
Yeah.
You and Phil genuinely really like each other.
We love each other.
You love each other. I shouldn't say like, you do love each other.
Yeah.
And not just, and you support each other, not just for the big things, like when Phil came out and all of that, and you were there, and you were there a long, long time before and helping and supporting. But just when you come in, and even if you've done your meditation, you've done all that, even if you're feeling a bit meh, or he is, you just balance it.
No, we do.
You pick each other up. It's
definitely.
I've seen it. I mean, it's incredible.
He's been a huge support for me right since the very beginning, and you know, obviously in friendship sense, but also within my career. I mean, he's guided and moulded me from the very, very beginning. You know, I've sort of sat aside him, and he's been like my teacher, really. So. And not many people do that. I think people are very focused in their own lane. Yeah, but he's always been very generous and very giving.
I would have to say, especially blokes.
Yes.
Sorry to generalise, but they are. And he's incredibly generous.
He's been my champion since the get-go, so I'm very lucky.
Which is lovely.
Yeah.
You better toddle over and see him because you're going to be on.
You're going to be on air.
Holly, this is great. It really is.
It feels important somehow, this one.
It's a big. I know it's been a big deal for you. It is a big deal because you always, you know, you give enough of yourself, but you've always managed to maintain. You know what? Yes. Well,
this feels like I've unzipped and. Really
well, thank you for sharing because it's going to help people.
I hope so.
Really
it helped me. I needed to do it for me selfishly.
Thank you, Holly.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to see you. And Reflections is out right now, as we said. Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.